Hey guys, sometimes in life, it seems like your life isn't really moving at all. Like things are just stuck in time. And no matter what you do, you're in the same spot. The way to combat that is to change your mindset from a standpoint of seeing things as monotonous and the same all the time. Rather than looking at it like that, think in terms of consistency. If you are consistent and you're persistent in your drive to be the best at what you're aspiring to be the best at, then the drudgery that comes along with the work that puts you to the top can seem very, very boring. When you want something bad enough, you really don't pay attention to that. And usually, this type of feeling doesn't hit you while you're in the work. It's when you're getting ready to do the work, when you're about to go and embark upon the task at hand. You'll think to yourself, oh, here I go again. Almost like your mind saying, what's the use? I did this yesterday. I did this the day before. I've been doing it for a whole month and I don't see any difference. But what you got to always think about is the destination. You got to think about where it is you're going and what it is you're trying to achieve. But what I had to do in my life is I had to actually transcend all of that. I had to start getting happy with paying the price. I had to find things about doing the work I liked a lot, even though at first I didn't like them. Sometimes it can be something simple like when you're at the gym, all of a sudden you'll notice you can add more weight and still feel good during your workout. And you'll be able to look at your notes or think back to a time when you weren't even anywhere near that amount of weight. And that gives you a hit of dopamine. It makes you feel good because you see growth, you see progression, you see development. And that's what you got to be thinking of as you work all the time. Even if you don't see it, it's happening. Like in Karate Kid, when he told Daniel-san, wax on, wax off. It's like that. You got to always be thinking that no matter what you're doing, it is feeding into the bigger plan. So it matters. Everything matters. And when you think like that, you start to get excited because you're paying the price to get where you want to go. And it's never really boring at that point. Once you make that switch and make that connection, it's never boring. Like you go 6 months and nothing big has happened in your business, or you don't really see the results of your workouts if you're working out, or anything you are doing that you're growing in. I like to use those two things because those are my favorite things. But when you see that, what you need to do is you need to question if what you're doing is the most effective thing. That takes some reading, it takes some coaching, it takes reflection, and then you just tweak your plan and make a course correction, and you keep moving right on down the road. Sometimes you'll hit a point where you do need to make some changes, and you need to make those changes and just keep moving on. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just go fix it and move on, get better. Also, there are seasons in life. Sometimes you may be at a place for 2 to 3 months as things kind of work themselves out. Usually it's like a few weeks sometimes a few days. What's happening is there's adjustments that are being made. During those adjustments, you don't really see the growth that you want to experience. And that's the way we are as humans. We always want to feel like we're growing, we're getting better. And if we don't, we tend to get a little frustrated, and we tend to start to do things like pleasure seeking, stuff like that. We take our eye off the prize, fill it with sports, whatever. Just things that kind of numb us to the feeling of not really progressing. But if you'll use a lot of those tips, or I just pointed out, then that'll help you get through these dry spells or at times when you feel like you're not growing, when you really are. As long as you feel like you're growing and moving forward, you're going to be great. But it's those times when you feel like you're not growing, those are the times that can take you completely off your track. It can also postpone your winning, and it can get you in a rut. These type of things or these types of feelings don't have to last long in your life. Actually, once you really get keyed in, and once you really get locked in on your goals and what you really want out of life, and you're striving towards that destination, there ain't gonna be too much that's gonna knock you off on the outside. It's always gonna be on the inside, and it's how you see things. So you got to continually work on how you're seeing things. Every day that you get up, every day that you go work out, every day that you go do something to bring more income in, every day you do something to grow as a person, it's a win. You got to mark that up in the win column. What you want to do is you want to string enough wins together that you feel like you're progressing every single day. And then you do that, and you don't have to look at the results in such a harsh way, in a way in which you look at the complete picture, because the picture's not completed yet. You know, they say it ain't over until I win. And that's the way you got to pursue all your goals in life. You got to continue to strive and go for them all the time. Can't get in a place in which you feel like you're not progressing or moving forward, because you're always moving forward as long as you're putting in that effort, and you're putting in that effort on a consistent basis, and you don't back off. See, that's the whole thing. I believe that so often life just throws things at you to see if you'll back off. And when you back off, you're done. You know, once you back off, then that's going to cause you to drift. And you're going to drift, and sometimes that drift can last a year, 2 years. You don't want that. You want to always be on point. You want to always be engaged. You want to always know that everything you're doing is taking you one step closer to where you want to be. And when you get where you want to be, then you'll set another goal and go to the next goal. You're going from peak to peak to peak. But the work that's involved between those peaks, that's what you want to fall in love with. You want to fall in love with that process of getting better all the time, doing the work that it takes to get better all the time, separating yourself from the herd always. You want to always be thinking in those terms, no matter what's going on around you, no matter how many setbacks you have, no matter how often you feel like you're not really getting where you want to go fast enough. Just think in those terms of getting better every day and showing up to put the work in every single day, and you'll be fine. Hope that helped. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.